Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Ram Sankirtan Ki Jai. So this is too much on the face. This is too much on the face.
Yeah.
Okay. From the side.
Okay. Yes.
This also, I don't need to see this. I think
Doing live.
okay, this is the
Recording.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So thank you all for joining this Sunday special Krishna Katha. We are really fortunate to have this Harikshetra Prabhu. Many of you will be knowing it, but just for my own purification, I would like to give 2 words about Prabhuji. Prabhuji is a gold medalist from Bharati University, MS Pilani, worked in Beautiful 2004 to 2009, and a 5-year patent network security area. Started Krishna consciousness in 2005, joined full-time service in 2009, served in various capacities, ISKCON, Sri Nagar-English. Currently serving as Vice President, Youth Congregation Teacher, also serving as the National President, ISKCON Vice President. Actively contributing ISKCON India, Youth Council, as a core member of ISKCON Youth Teaching Activities. Prabhuji is well versed in philosophy of Krishna consciousness, also successfully completed his Bhakti Shastra from my appraisal. In addition to that, 2 more things. Just last week, Prabhuji has arranged a Shiksha program for 500 devotees in my country. And last year, they did Janmashtami 7 places or 13 places. Each places is around 10 lakh, 1 crore budget. So that's the kind of this year what the target to.
This year, no, one more Janmashtami is added.
So we are trying for 1 in the great difficulties. So we can see the inspiration of it. Let's welcome Prabhuji by loudly chanting Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सर्वदा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So here we are doing this wonderful series on Krishna Leela. So before I start, I would like to know the number of rounds of Hare Krishna mantra all of you are chanting. So how many of you are yet to start chanting Hare Krishna mantra? Okay. How many of you are chanting around less than 4 rounds? And the 4 to 8 rounds? Okay. 8 to 16? You told yet to start? My mistake, sir. Fine. So anybody did not raise hands at all? I think I covered all the numbers. Okay. So this is very wonderful. In fact, all of you are very fortunate to get the listening of this wonderful pastimes of Krishna. In the spiritual education, so Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, this is the different stages of, you can say that, levels of education. The first level of spiritual education is the holy name, the Nama. So then after that comes the form, Rupa, and Guna, and Leela. So Leela of the Lord is in fact a PhD subject. So it's a very, very advanced subject. So, but at the same time, it acts as a very nice medium, to connect with. It is very, very interesting. Like all of us like to listen to stories, and stories are quite inspiring for everyone. So, but then the pastimes of the Lord are considered to be like the PhD subject. So, what the Lord explains in Bhagavad Gita, the same thing, in its action, in its very, very intricate action, is the Leelas of the Lord. So here today, we are going to discuss, from chapters 24 to 28 of this particular, book called Krishna book. This Krishna book, you might have heard that this is a summary study of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where the entire story of, Krishna's Leela has been presented. So now, like this chapter starts with a reference to the previous chapter. That is, Krishna had sent his boyfriends, to like beg from the Brahmanas who were performing some yajna, in the Dwaraka. Sorry, not in Dwaraka, in the vicinity of Mathura, in the Vrindavan, in the vicinity of Mathura. So then, like many different things that had happened. So one of the problems with these Brahmanas is, like, they were very much stuck to the system of worship, that yajna process and things like that, system of worship. Rather than, Krishna's friends came and begged for food. So they replied that, our yajna is not completed, So like in this one in Bhagavad Gita also, you will find yajna shishta shino shanta muchyante sarva kilvishay bhujjante aham bhavam ye pachanti atma karana. So one has to, the ideal food, that a person is supposed to take should be yajna shishta. That means the remnants of the yajna. First, it's like it's a very proper system that the Lord has given. Even in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the Lord very clearly explains the economic system. The world, He has created this world, and He has created an economic system. So what is the economic system that He has created? So whatever is provided by the Lord is there. First, it should be offered as a sacrifice, as an offering to the Lord in the form of yajna. And when the yajna is performed properly for the pleasure of Vishnu, all the devatas, the departmental in charges of the universal government, everybody will become satisfied, and they will profusely give things to us. It's always a triangle. The universal economic system is a triangle. Even in our own life also, we have been accustomed to live such a triangular life. So I request devotees to put phones on silent. It will be beneficial. Will not get disturbed. So the universal economic system is of something of this nature. It's triangular in nature, and even we also are used to that. So if you want money, what will you do? You have to work. If you want money, you cannot take money. You have to work, and as a result of work, you will get money, right? So the universal system is also like that. If you want natural resources, if you want abundance of things in this world, so then naturally we have to perform yajna to satisfy the Supreme Lord, and the Lord will provide things. So that is how it works. It is not that I want money, like bank has money, I'll just go and take money. Then we'll be behind the bars. So like that's called robbery. So no, that's not the system. The system is that oh, here lights can be switched on. No? It's a little dark. So that's the system is that, like this kind of worship has to be performed. Yajna has to be performed. So I don't want anybody else to speak. Okay, so here the Brahmanas were also following the same system. They were performing yajna to satisfy Vishnu. And the Vishnu himself is coming and asking food. And they are telling, no, no, time is not come. Like, no, we have to finish the yajna, then only we can give. No, it's like, the whole purpose is to satisfy the Supreme Lord. And the Lord himself has come. So they need to know, like, to bypass the system and they have to give. No, so like they were too much ritualistically, fixed on this particular aspect of finishing the yajna. So now this process, there are different processes that are there to understand the first portion of this chapter. It requires a little understanding of the Vedic system, how the Vedic system actually functions. So there are different systems that are there. So like there is the system of this yajna that has been spoken about. This comes under the category of Karma Yoga. And next is the Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Different yoga systems are there. So it is very essential to understand these yoga systems, to understand this particular concept. So because here the Brahmanas were stuck to performing the Karma Yoga system of performing yajnas, and Krishna was insisting on, or Krishna was asking for food directly, how Mother Yashoda, she doesn't execute this kind of yajnas and things like that, but she feeds Krishna, that is, she directly feeds Krishna. So now, who can perform which kind of activity? Now that is also there. So a person whose mind is fully contaminated with lot of material desires or sinful thoughts and things like that, so he cannot be allowed to perform the pure state of bhakti. He is expected to perform the karma yoga system. Where whatever is there, he has to offer it in service of Krishna, and then he can take it for the results of yajna, the purified results of yajna, he can actually use it for his own purposes. He cannot directly utilize the resources. And if somebody's mind is pacified, if somebody's mind is no more thinking about material sense gratification, whatever matter, whatever things I see, I'm not provoked. No, I should be utilizing it for my purpose and my satisfaction. If that stage, if somebody crosses, then he can give up karma yoga and he can take up jnana yoga. In the practice of jnana yoga and bhakti yoga, what happens is it is executed in a very, very pure state of mind. And so when that execution is there, so that time these kind of yajnas are not necessary for to be executed for a person who is practicing very high stage of spiritual life. So now Krishna is residing in Vrindavan, and all his intimate devotees are present in Vrindavan. So now they are performing yajna for Indra, Indra Puja. So that's what is starting in this chapter. So one day Krishna saw that all his his parents and his villagers and everybody, they're all busily engaged in bringing in articles for preparation for a yajna. And Krishna asked, what is this yajna all about? Then they told that it's an yajna to please the god of rains. That is Indra. Indra is the one who produces, who gives rains. So even in Bhagavad Gita also it is mentioned. Annat bhavanti bhutani parjanyo anna sambhava yajnat bhavanti parjanyo yajna karma samudbhav. So one has to work, whatever one's work is there, it should essentially be yajna. Yajna means an activity which is meant to please the Supreme Lord. And if an activity is meant, if it is performed like that, such yajna will produce rains, and such rains will produce food grains, and people subsist on food grains. People cannot subsist on the money. We cannot subsist on plastic or nut bolts and things like that. We need grains, to subsist. And that is possible only by rains. And rains is possible only by performing activities which are meant to please the Supreme Lord Vishnu. In fact, in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a wonderful pastime of King Vena. So, the Vena's father is Maharaj Anga. He was a very dharmic king. And during his time, the economy and the whole world situation, everything flourished very, very nicely. And then, he had this son called Vena. Right from the childhood, he was a very sinful person. In fact, right from the time when he went to Gurukul, so his plaything was to kill his schoolmates. That is how sinful he was. And over a period of time, King Vena became frustrated. He tried all his means to correct his son and bring him to the right path and things like that, but he could not achieve that. So then finally he thought, at least I will perfect my life, and he took sannyas and he left. Things go beyond hands, beyond our capacity. So then he just renounced, prayed to the Lord, like, no, you do whatever is necessary. And then this Vena, when he started ruling, the adharma became very, very prevalent, like so much of adharma, like if the king is a murderer and a plunderer and things like that, what else we can expect? Naturally, the natural resources started depleting. The rains, all these things started going down. Scientific advancement came up very nicely. So like, in fact, the Kali Yuga, this is the secret of Kali Yuga. So the science and technology will increase and natural resources will deplete. So we cannot live based on science and technology. If I get hunger, I cannot eat myself or it is not possible. So I need to have food grains, and food grains will come only if we do our dharmic procedures properly. Just like if you don't pay electricity bill, we will not get electricity. If you don't pay water bill, we will not get water. In the same way, like natural resources are there. So these natural resources, who's the one who is providing all these natural resources? So should I have to pay back anything? What is the means of paying back? When this question comes, naturally, we will apply to the process of dharmic system, either karma yoga or jnana yoga or bhakti yoga. So this is the way to pay back for all that we are actually getting from the nature, getting from the Supreme Lord. So all that we are getting from the nature, now we have to pay back, and this is the system. And now, like Krishna is seeing that his own devotees, who are considered to be the topmost of all the devotees, the residents of Vrindavan are considered to be the pinnacle of spiritual advancement, because they were treating Krishna very, very intimately and very lovingly. And this kind of an attachment to the Supreme Lord is not an ordinary thing. Not any Tom, Dick, and Harry can have such kind of an attachment. So, in fact, it is mentioned the highest principles of the spiritual realizations are mentioned. Like Aradhya Bhagavan, Brajesha Tanaya, Tadama Vrindavan, Ramya Kachidupasana, Vrajabadu, Vargenava Kalpita, Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam, Prema Pumarto Maha, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Makamidam, Tatrada Gandhapura. So this shows this particular shloka, it's a shloka of highest perfection. So Aradhya Bhagavan, who is the ultimate object of worship? So that is Supreme Lord Krishna. And also, along with his Dham, Vrindavan, Tadama Vrindavan. And who is the best worshippers of the Supreme Lord? The residents of Vrindavan. So they are considered to be the best and foremost of all the spiritually advanced people, because they displayed such intense attraction towards the loving devotional service of Krishna. So now he was saying that I have been dealing with PhD students, but then they're trying to do some LKG work, so they are trying to perform Indra Puja, like what is it like? It is a disgrace to the professor, like if he's teaching like a subject of a PhD, this one, and the student is sitting and writing ABCD, so that's like it's not a very good thing. So, and Krishna in Bhagavad Gita also he mentions that worship of the devatas like Indra, Chandra, Varuna, and all these different departmental in charges. So that is considered to be not very highly intelligent kind of work. So why Krishna mentions like that? So if you see, if a normal legal citizen, if he wants to get uninterrupted services of the government, he will just simply pay his taxes to the government, and he will be happy, and he will expect all the things that needs to be delivered from the government to be properly done. But if a person goes to like some particular department and then he wants to bribe and get some extra work done, that is not a very good thing. It's like the worship of individual Devi Devatas is like giving bribe to a departmental in charge, and then getting some work done. And like performing the natural yoga systems, the karma yoga, jnana yoga, and these kind of yoga systems. So that is considered to be paying legal tax, to the government. And once one tax is paid, all your needs and necessities are actually taken care of. Even if you pay the electricity bill and water bill, you will not directly pay to the departmental in charge, the electricity minister or somebody like, you will pay to the government. And the government actually pays them salary and stuff like that. So that's the proper system. The proper system is to worship the Supreme Lord Vishnu, and then the Devatas are worshipped. So even if you perform a Homa like Ganesha Homa, it's like very, very popular. So first is Yajna Purusha, Vishnu is invoked. If you see the mantras that has been chanted by the Prohit, first he will invoke the Yajna Purusha, Vishnu, and then the Vishnu Prasad is offered to a particular Devata to get some actually work done. So now Krishna is mentioning that in Bhagavad Gita, so this is not very high class practice of spiritualism. This is technically called, it is called a kamya karma. So we have different kinds of karma. So different kinds of duties. One is nitya karma. So that is daily regulated duties, which I should not miss even one single day. So daily routine duties. Naimitika karma, that is periodical duties like festivals that we celebrate, ekadashis that we observe and things like that. So it's not nitya karma, but it is naimitika karma. On a regular period, we perform that. And then something called kamya karma. Kamya karma means allowances, extra allowances. So the worship of devatas, so they are mentioned in the scriptures as an extra allowances, so which is generally not to be accessed. Generally, if we access that, it is not very good, for our advancement in spiritual life, right? So it is, what is it? Now, like everybody knows that what is healthy food? Healthy food is like nice, nice sattvic, healthy food is there. And then after that, we have, what is it? Little more nice foods, which are not that very healthy, but which are tasty to the taste buds and things like that. So that's like, that's like kamya karma, you can say, which is not very good for health. You will deteriorate in your health, but it is good. And it is not illegal. That food is not illegal. It is not something like, meat or something like that. So, but then, it is not very good for you also. But it is allowed. So it is this one now, if you see like in cigarette packets, what it is written? It is injurious to health. So it is not, drugs is illegal, and some form of intoxications like liquor and cigarettes and things like that, or warning is given. Like it is not illegal if somebody like smokes, he's not going to be arrested, but he's been sufficiently warned. Put a burnt out lungs or liver and something like that in this one, and then so many advertisements about how people get cancer and stuff like that. So they have been created awareness. So kamya karma is something of that nature. Like if you do that, you will become attached to things of this world and you will never get liberation. So like a sincere spiritual practitioner is advised, you give up kamya karma of worshipping the Devi Devatas, and then try to worship the Supreme Lord Vishnu and try to make progress towards the spiritual realization and aim at ultimate realization, of getting back to the spiritual world. So all of us are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, spirit souls, and we are supposed to live in the spiritual world called Vaikuntha. And so that is the preparation that all of us are trying to do. So by practice of spiritual life, we slowly become purified and purify ourselves and then get to the spiritual consciousness, and we get prepared to quit the body and get back to the original home, that is the spiritual world. So now Krishna is saying that his own residents of Vrindavan are arranging this yajna, and Krishna was very upset, and then he was asking his father that what is this arrangement that is going on? What are you trying to do? So then the father told, we are going to arrange for a great sacrifice. And then Krishna is asking, like, whom is it intended to? So then Nanda Maharaj is saying it is intended to worshipping Indra, because we are all Vaishyas. Vaishyas depend on food production, and food production is coming from rains, and Indra is the one who is producing rains or who is giving rains. So like we should pay our gratitude towards him. So that is why we have been doing this Indra Puja from many generations. Like our father, forefather, everybody have been doing this. So like anybody neglects to do such natural reciprocation for whatever we get. so then it is not very good. No, like the life will be inauspicious. So this is a very nice principle, that needs to be taken. Anything that we receive, we should always be grateful, and we should try to we should try to reciprocate, for the gifts that we are actually getting. So now Nanda Maharaj is mentioning like this, and Krishna was thinking that I am the supreme lord of all the lords. No, I am the one who is providing everything. So Indra is just departmental in charge. And when I am present personally, like, no, why you have to worship all these personalities? So then, what is it? Krishna started asking, so please tell me more about this, yajna in detail. So then Nanda Maharaj thought he's a small boy, what he will understand and things like that. But then, Krishna insisted Nanda Maharaj that, he should speak about, the details of this particular yajna. So now, when he mentioned about all these details, that this is an ancestral puja that is there, and then we have to repay our debt to the devatas who are actually giving us this wonderful gifts. So then Krishna started mentioning, he started speaking a particular kind of a philosophy, which is called Karma Mimamsa. There is Indian system of philosophy. There are 6 systems of philosophy. So like we have Sankhya, we have Vaisheshika, we have Mimamsa, we have Vedanta, like these different kinds of philosophies that are there. Some of them are atheistic and some of them are theistic philosophies. Like this Mimamsa philosophy is a little bit of an atheistic philosophy. So to discourage Nanda Maharaj from doing this yajna, so like Krishna, the Supreme Lord, he himself spoke atheistic philosophy just to convince him, ultimately, like the Lord comes to perform his pastimes to propagate the theism, like God-centric life. But then now, Krishna is briefly going to speak about this atheistic philosophy. So this also shows the Supreme Lord is Sarva Karana Karana. Theism comes from Krishna. Atheism also comes from Krishna. Good and evil, everything comes from the Supreme Lord. Sometimes people, they think that the Lord to be a goody-goody kind of a person. Like I pray for some good results. I pray for some good health. I pray for some nice wealth and things like that. So and then if they don't get, so then they think that God is not answering my prayers. That means essentially speaking, God is supposed to be an order supplier. Whatever like order list I have given, he should just like in the supermarket, how, or if I Amazon or this one, if I order something, like whatever I ordered for, I should get. That's the experience I have got. And the same experience I try to extend it to the Lord also. Whatever I ordered, everything should go. List में सब tick मारना चाहिए. Everything should come as it is. So, but then we forget he's Lord. He has the prerogative either to fulfill our desire or not. Like he can actually do that. So that is why he's called the independent supreme personality of Godhead. So just like if some of you may have children, and if the children, whatever they asked for, desire for, the parents sometimes fulfill, sometimes they don't, because they know like what is good for the children and things like that. So in this way, the good and evil, everything, the source is only one, that is the Supreme Lord. So like there is no separate source for anything else to exist. There is no competitor to God that exists. In the Western philosophy, like people have this idea, everything good that happens, that comes from God, and everything evil that happens, that comes from Saturn, or some kind of an evil being is there. But in our philosophy, Vedic philosophy, we don't have something of that nature. We have one supreme ultimate source, Sarva Karana Karana. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadirada Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. So that is the proper understanding. So then why does the evil exist? This is a very difficult thing to handle for the Western philosophers. So they safely put a Saturn. Okay, all the evil belongs to Saturn, and all the good belongs to God. They solve the problem of this. In the philosophies, they call it as problem of evil. Like philosophy means something that explains everything that happens in this whole creation. And they have to deal with the origin of evil. They have to deal with what is the source of evil. So, and like everybody thinks that God must be all good. How can he be the cause of the evil? So, but then our philosophy, the Vedic system of philosophy, it actually speaks about God is the single source of everything that exists. So now, how can the God be evil? So the God is not evil in himself. No, he has created a very fair playing ground, no, for all the living entities. No, originally, all of us belong to this. So everybody live in harmony with the Supreme Lord, no, in the spiritual. So, but then when we think that only God is the master and owner of it, why not? So then the Lord says, okay, fine, like if you understand that I am the source of everything and I am the natural master of everything, how can you imagine yourself to be the master? It's not possible. So then he creates this world and he creates the illusion. And what is the illusion? We can think I am the master of this place. I have certain, like what is that? I think through your mic is on. Your sound is coming. Okay, so no, like I can think myself that no, I am the master of at least my family, or no, like if I become a what is that corporator or something like that, then I can the master of the ward or prime minister or chief minister or something like that. Then I get a bigger kingdom and things like that. So this is the illusion that the material world creates because we wanted it. No, we wanted to be the Lord and Master. And the Lord wants, you see, like you're going to a place, where you want to be the Lord and Master. But beware, other people who want to be Lord and Master also will be there around over there. And there will be constant competition and exploitation for who will be the controller and who will be the master. And that's a constant competition, and that produces the evil. Evil is resultant of evil. We cause the evil, basically. The Lord gave a fair playing ground. It's like I'm creating this world and I'm putting all those people like who want to be the Lord and Master, who want to think that they can control things. And so then naturally the conflicts arises. So whether it is my property or your property, whether it is this belongs to my jurisdiction or your jurisdiction. Everywhere there is conflicts that actually arises. Because everyone who has come here by the basic make and nature is that we all want to control and own. That's the basic fault. And the spiritual consciousness means to acknowledge, the Isha Upanishad, very amazing Upanishad. The first shloka it talks about Isha Vashyamidam Sarvam Etkincham Jagatyam Jagat Thena Taktena Bunjita Magvita Kashyasvudhanam. So everything that exists belongs to the Supreme Lord. It's a property of the Supreme Lord, and everything should be rightfully utilized in His service. So when this is put, so this is the basic foundational principle of the spiritual life. So when this is nicely practiced, externally and also internally, so we purify ourselves of the unreasonable or unlawful attachment to the property of the Lord, and then utilize and see everything as property of the Lord. So then that becomes naturally like the advanced stage of devotion. So realizing this to a greater degree is the advanced stage of spiritual life. So now, like Krishna is mentioning here, that you see, like we are doing this Indra Puja. So what's the point of doing this Indra Puja? So how will Indra supply rains? Will he be able to supply rains haphazardly? No, just because you are doing some puja, will he be able to supply rains? No, he cannot do that. No, how much of pious credits you have got, only that much he can reciprocate. So it is regarding this, we have a very wonderful example of Prahlad. So Prahlad was put through so much of difficulties by his father, Hiranyakashipu. All of you know that story, no? So, but then whenever he was put through difficulty, he was miraculously getting escaped from that, and nothing is causing any trouble or anxiety or any kind of misery to Prahlad. And so when in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, this particular Leela has been described. So the author of Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami, he mentions a very wonderful point. Just like a person who has not got any punya in his life, whatever endeavor he will do, he will study nicely, he will try to make a business, and he will try to do all sorts of endeavor, but nothing will get successful. He may study the success stories of great people, but that guy had got some punya, that is why his story has become success story. And if I don't have punya, I will repeat the same steps, my story will not become success story, So because it requires punya. So in the same way, Prahlad, he was not having any papa, any sinful credits to his account. And only if I got sin, then only I can suffer. without having sin, I cannot suffer. And without having punya, I cannot be happy. No, it is not possible. I need to earn whatever is there, I need to earn. So now, Krishna is mentioning that particular concept of karma. And so that is why this philosophy is called karma mimamsa. So karma mimamsa, it talks about you just have to do your work properly. And if you do your work properly, like if you're doing your karma yoga properly, that means your duties of varna and ashrama. So whichever varna you belong to and whichever ashrama you belong to, varna means brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya, shudra, and then ashrama means brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas. So the Vedic system is very, very systematic. Like everybody has got a duty according to their nature. So like modern caste system is not we are talking about. So that is a brahmana's son naturally becomes a brahmana. That's not the system. The Vedic caste system is guna karma vibhagasha. So Krishna very clearly mentions in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarnyam maya system, guna karma vibhagasha. Based on guna and karma. So a person is classified as whatever he is. Right now we have who can become a lawyer. No, just because I am the son of a lawyer, I cannot become a lawyer. I also have to enroll into the school or law school, and then I also have to earn a degree. And then I have to practice. Then I will be regarded as a lawyer. So the modern caste system is lawyer son becomes lawyer. Brahmana son becomes brahmana. That's like not accepted in the Vedic system. So this is actually a perverted caste system that is going on. So, but the Vedic system is like one has to earn his qualification. One has to earn his what is that qualification? Basically, qualification to be classified as a brahmana or a kshatriya or a vaishya or a shudra. And then he will be allotted a particular duty. According to his varna and ashram. So now, here Krishna is mentioning, if you perform your duty according to your varna and ashrama, so then naturally, like you will become pious, you will become punyavan. And when you do this, then automatically the Indra has to produce rains. So like, what Indra, only those who are performing yajna to Indra, only to them he is producing rains. Who is performing yajna in the ocean? In ocean also the Lord produces rains. So in that way, like Krishna was speaking this particular philosophy. So what is the fault of this philosophy? The fault of the philosophy is there is two-pronged things. One is like one has to perform his duties, and also it has to be done for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. Like here, Krishna is actually refuting that particular this one. Because this is some intermediate departmental in charge is involved, and why are you trying to appease the departmental in charge? You just simply perform your duty. So in that way, like Krishna actually puts this philosophy, and then somehow or other, Krishna manages to convince his father to give up this Indra Yajna. And then he tells that, see, practically speaking, this Vrindavan forest, that is where we get all our produce all the minerals and very wonderful things. Everything is come from here. And then the Govardhan, that is giving so much of wonderful, nice water streams and nice grazing place for our cows. And that's the sustenance. That's the real sustenance of our life. In fact, if you ask our modern day people, what is real sustenance of life? So then different people may say different things like, good job opportunities are sustenance for life, or what else? You all can tell. What is nice? What is sustenance for life? Huh? Good farming, organic farming, and what is it? What is it? Good package. Good package. Good industries should be there, and nice, well-paying jobs should be there, and things like that. So, but in the Vedic system, the natural resources are considered very, very important. Like the rains are considered important, the mountains are considered very important, like fertile lands are considered to be important. So, in fact, when I was little, maybe like when I was just got into my job and things like that, and all, maybe 20 years back. So that time I would travel to different places. So when I used to call my parents, they would ask, how are the rains in that place? So this was a, first question that they used to ask. I used to think like, what's the point? Like, rain is, why are you asking about rain? So, because we are so much disconnected from the Vedic system, so we could not, understand that particular this one. So now when we read the scriptures, we understand that this is the real sustenance of life. Ultimately we have to subsist on food grains, and for that these natural resources are very, 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 very essential. Right. So without that we cannot survive. And Vedic system was to the point. To the point. What is the point? What's the purpose of our existence? We have to purify ourselves and we have to go to the spiritual world. And what's the purpose of this world to exist? Like this world is a tool, where you can sustain yourself, like whatever you need, like, you need food grains and you need natural resources and things like that. So it's a place that is perfectly designed by the Lord for our subsistence. The modern system, it starts with the idea that this world is imperfect and we are going to make this world perfect, and we hit against the limits and we create ozone layer depletion. And these days, I get horrified, like when I see what is it? There is a tool in the Google, this one. If you see the UV index, one index is there. So today somehow it is showing 0. So in some days it was showing extreme UV index. That means like all of the people who are living in Bangalore and going out in the exposure of sun, all of us are prone to get cancer. That's the simple truth of the world. So why is this? Because we have systematically depleted the natural resources. We have systematically damaged the natural resources, right? So the Vedic system was like the world is perfect. No, I am imperfect and I have to make myself perfect. The modern system is I am perfect and the world is imperfect. I should try to make the world perfect. And in the process of doing that, we have created pollution. In the process of doing that, we have created depletion of natural resources, and like good climates are going off and things like that. So all these things, this is the contribution of the modern, this one. So anyway, so here, like Krishna is mentioning this one. So like this Govardhan, this is the sustenance of our life. And we should all try to worship this Govardhan. So then Nanda Maharaj says, like, definitely we will fulfill your desire to, like worship the Govardhan. But now we have made all arrangements for Indra Puja. So let us perform Indra Puja. So then, Krishna says, no, like the proposed, like Govardhan Puja that you are thinking about, that will take long time. So don't waste time. Whatever, items you have gathered for performing Indra Puja, you use the very same items and immediately start the Govardhan Puja. And then finally, Krishna puts a Brahmastra, which fully convinces Nanda Maharaj to do. Now, what is this Brahmastra? So he tells that he gives up all the logic and everything. No, that is all spoken now. So finally, Krishna tells, I like this. When he told this, like Nanda Maharaj was clean gold. So logical arguments he was telling, like he was also giving logical arguments. But when his dear Krishna, he told that I like this puja, then all the things are put aside and like, okay, whatever this boy likes, we should do it. And then the elders of the family, like Krishna is at this point in time 7 years old. So, and all the elders of the family, they're asking, okay, you want to do this puja, like we don't know, we have never done it, So this is something of your request. So you please tell us, what is the rules and regulations, how to actually perform this puja. Hey. So then, so when this was mentioned, so Krishna mentioned the details of this puja. He told that, first of all, like you prepare all the ingredients that you have bought, everything you prepare into nice feast. You prepare rice, dal, halwa, pakoda, puri, and things like that. And rasgulla, laddu, just like a small boy, he's just asking all these things. And first of all, feed all the brahmanas and feed all the people. And then feed even the people who are chandalas and outcasts and people like that. And even feed all the animals, cows and, like dogs and everything, everyone in the vicinity should be well fed. So that's the first procedure of this Govardhan Puja. And after that, Krishna is mentioning that you should perform this wonderful Govardhan Puja. And we should circumambulate this Govardhan, after doing this puja. So then when all this offering is actually kept in front of Govardhan, so like Krishna himself assumes the great form of the Govardhan hill, and then he personally accepts all the offering, and then Krishna as a small boy is also standing next to all the Brajavasis, and also like Krishna has assumed the form of Govardhan hill, and as a hill, he has got a big mouth and big hands, and he's just taking all the offerings, like, this one, like volumes and volumes of offerings were there, everything, he's just gulping it. And then Krishna is asking, the Brajavasis, you see, you were doing Indra Puja. Did Indra anytime came and accepted the offering personally? Here you see, like, Govardhan is personally accepting your offering. So then Krishna's friends, they were asking, so that is all okay. No, in Indra Puja we used to get prasad. No, here we don't think that we will get prasad. Govardhan is eating everything, right? So, but then Krishna told, okay, fine. So after all the things are nicely fed, so then Krishna actually brought back all the offerings again as a Mahaprasad, and they all performed nice parikrama of the Govardhan, and they had a nice festival. So by then Indra, he is a little bit upset, about his abruptly stopping his Indra Puja, and then he was little angry that this residents of Vrindavan, the Vrindavan village, Nanda Maharaj and all these people, so they have stopped my yajna just because hearing the words of a small boy, So why did they do that? So this is not a proper thing. And Indra, he decided to flood the Brajabhumi. So in fact, when Krishna was trying to do this particular stopping of Indra yajna, so he was thinking that Indra is my devotee. All the Devi Devatas, everybody are Vishnu Bhaktas. So they accept only Vishnu Prasad. That is the this one of all the Devatas. So but then here the pastimes that Krishna was playing as a small boy was completely difficult to understand even to the Devatas. Even if you see in the first, second chapters, you would have heard that how the Devatas, they went to the Supreme Lord Vishnu and they offered prayers, that right now the demonic influence in the earth is like too much and only you can actually save. Please Advent, please take an incarnation and then please relieve us, from this, demonic influence. Why the Devatas are worried about earthly mismanagement? Because Devatas, they require this yajna to be performed. If the demons, what they will do? They will stop all the yajna. This is a very nice principle. We see that when Hiranyaksha was killed, by Varahadev, so that time Hiranyakashipu, his elder brother, he was very much he was very much disturbed, and he wanted to take revenge on Vishnu. And what is the way he made a very nice strategic plan to take revenge on Vishnu. So Vishnu is powerful because all these Brahmanas are performing yajna and offering oblations to Vishnu, and that is how he is powerful. So he put his soldiers on one side and he told, you go to all the places wherever Brahmanas are performing any yajna, you kill all the Brahmanas and you kill all the trees and plants which produces nice fruits, flowers, which are necessary ingredients for the yajna, and you kill all the cows, which milk is also very essential ingredient. Milk and ghee is very essential ingredient in performing yajna. So you do all these things, Vishnu will become weak. By the time I will confront Vishnu. So that was a strategic plan. So the demons naturally, whenever they appear, they naturally stop the yajnas. And then the Devatas are worried about it. So that is why they went and prayed to the Supreme Lord that, please you do something. And on request of these Devatas, Krishna has appeared to perform his pastimes and kill demons and things like that. So Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Chadushpritam, Dharma Samsthapanataya Sambhavami. So to kill the demons and to protect the devotees. That's one of the purpose for which the Supreme Lord appears. So but then Indra is not able to understand the activities of the Supreme Lord. When he performs the pastimes of a small child, it is very, very difficult for anybody to understand. So because Krishna is performing his pastimes exactly like a small child. So now Indra, he becomes puffed up or he becomes proud because of his he's the elected you can say prime minister or chief minister of the universal government. All the departments of water department, air department, all different departments like medicine department, all ministries function under him. So and these devatas, they have a fixed period. We have something called manvantara in the Vedic system, or the calculation of years. So one manvantara is the period of government for all this devatas, different devatas. So all of them, they officiate position, for one manvantara. So now a person who performs 100 Ashwamedha Yajna, he becomes eligible for contesting for the position of Indra. Just like now we have our general elections, like that, this is also an elected position. So anybody who performs Ashwamedha Yajna, and if he's reaching towards 100, so then Indra becomes so much disturbed. This guy is aiming for my position. I will lose my position. That's why it is seen that whenever some sadhus perform this particular Ashwamedha Yajnas in good number, so then Indra sends some kind of an obstacle to disturb them because they are contesting for his position. He is very much worried about losing his position. So it's exactly like our government. You can imagine all these devatas, they are like much more refined and much more gentlemen than our government. Like more better version of the like our Indian government or the world governments. So the same in a higher sense, these things are there. So now, like Krishna is thinking that this Indra has become so much proud of his own position. He is not understanding this is a delegated power that has been given to him. And he is thinking that he is the supreme controller and nobody is there to ask any questions to him. So that is why Krishna wanted to crush his pride, crush the pride of Indra. So this is also one of the ways the Lord becomes merciful to his devotees. So whenever a devotee becomes proud, the Lord actually crushes his pride, so that he can perform his devotion nicely. Only a humble heart, can perform devotion nicely. With pride and arrogance, we cannot perform devotion. So now Indra is actually going to display his pride and arrogance now. So he is thinking that, this small child has stopped my puja, and he calls for a very severe type of clouds called Samvartaka clouds. And then he orders that Samvartaka clouds to go and down, have a heavy downpour on the region of Vrindavan and wash off the whole village. That's the plan that he is proposing. And then he is also personally going, and then with his thunderbolt. Thunderbolt means what? What is thunderbolt? Lightning. Lightning. So lightning is a weapon of Indra. So lightning is a weapon of Indra. So he also accompanies this heavy rains with thunderbolts and things like that. So at that time, the residents of Vrindavan, so they were very much tormented by this heavy rains. And then, so one nice feature of the devotees of the Lord, this is again and again seen in the scriptures. Whenever a devotee is put into trouble, what will the devotee do? Huh? Pray to God. That's the natural this one that actually happens. Whenever a devotee is in trouble, he will naturally pray to God. So the demons, the asuras, so they also seem to be praying to God. Like Hiranyakashipu, he performed severe tapasya, and he got so much of powers by worshipping higher devatas and personalities like that. So he worshipped Brahma, and then there are other demons like Ravana. He was very great a worshipper of Lord Shiva. So now we see that how do we determine who's a devotee and who's a demon? Who's a devata and who's a asura? How to know? So both of them seem to worship the Supreme Lord, or both of them seem to perform some kind of worship. And if you see, when Hiranyaksha was killed, so that time Hiranyakashipu, he spoke to the family members who were crying, for the loss of loss of Hiranyaksha. And Hiranyakashipu actually spoke the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita very nicely. We are not the body, we are the soul. And just like the family is just like a group of travelers. They come to a hotel and they sit for some time together, and then they all depart in their own different directions. In the same way, different souls may assemble together in one family, but then based on their karma, they will have to depart to different directions. So don't worry and don't cry for the loss of such a great hero. Like our Hiranyaksha, our brother, he has not died like a coward in the battlefield. He has fought face to face with his enemy, and that too his enemy was Vishnu. And he fought face to face with him, and then he actually attained a Viragati. Viragati means in the Vedic system, there is two kinds of deaths are considered to be very auspicious and very nice. Like a Kshatriya who's fighting in the battle, not showing his back and fighting for the cause of Dharma. So he will definitely attain higher destinations. And a Brahmana who performs tapasya and then whose whole life is meant for the service of others, and then purification of himself, and such a life of austerity, and then he leaves his body. No, so these two kinds of deaths is considered to be very glorious. So Hiranyakashipu is telling that Hiranyaksha got a very glorious death. We should not be crying for death of such a great hero. So this all, if you refer to Bhagavad Gita second chapter, this is exactly what Krishna is telling to Arjuna. Like, don't cry for, don't think that all these people, they will die and things like that. So you have to perform your dharma. You're a king and you have to establish dharma. Just because the miscreants are your relatives, you cannot say. It's just like if you go and give complaint to the police, saying that this person is he has stolen my property, and then the police says, no, he's my relative. No, you excuse him. No, what will you do? No, you're a police. No, you cannot say he's my relative. No, you have to take action. So, Krishna was mentioning to Arjuna that don't come into this bodily relationships and things like that. You are a responsible person. You have to discharge your duty. No, you cannot be like this, have this bodily affection and stuff like that. So the same thing, Hiranyakashipu is also speaking. So now with this we see the devotees or the devatas, they also worship, and the asuras, they also worship. And devotees also speak on Bhagavad Gita, and it seems like asuras also speak on Bhagavad Gita. So then what's the difference? Who is a devotee and who is an asura? What's the difference? Anybody can say?
They ask for the selfishness. Self means asuras ask for self, and the devatas ask for the glorious Krishna.
Okay, nice. It's a nice point. Anybody else want to share?
Good cause. Good cause.
Bad cause. Okay, fine. Anyone else? Okay. Yeah, so this is like, we see that the asuras, whenever they get boons like, whosoever head I touch, it should burst. Or I should get such great power, nobody should be able to defeat me, and I should have complete control of everything and things like that. And whenever the devatas, when they offer prayers for the Loka Kalyan, how the world will flourish, how everybody can live nicely and things like that. So the devatas also, or the devotees also speak on the scriptures, and the asuras also speak on the scriptures. The devotees speak on the scriptures for the benefit of the people and for benefit of themselves. And asuras, they speak on the scriptures, just to tweak and get their job done. How to bend the law so that my job can get done. So they even go to, like, that is why many times, like the asuras, they never go to Vishnu to worship. Why they never go to Vishnu to worship? Because if I worship Vishnu, my heart will become purified. No, that I don't want. I want whatever I want. That's all. Like, I want to go to a person who will just give me whatever I want. I don't want any purification of heart, and I don't want any reformation and things like that. I'm very clear. I want power, strength, prestige, and this one, things like that. And whoever can give me that, I will go to that person. In fact, in this connection, I'd like to narrate about Dhruva. You all know about Dhruva? So Dhruva Nakshatra, you have heard about Dhruva Nakshatra. So Dhruva is a very nice boy, young boy. He wanted to sit on his father's lap, King Uttanapad, who was a very great king. And when he wanted to sit on his father's lap, his stepmother, she told that, see, you cannot sit on your father's lap. No, you should take birth in my womb. That is when you will get the yogyata to sit on your father's lap. And this boy was so much affected. He went to the mother. The mother told, see what to do. Like, the king doesn't like me so much as he likes your stepmother. So but then whatever your stepmother told, one good thing is there. So if at all you want to sit in your father's lap, you should worship Vishnu. And as a result, you will take birth in her womb, and you can actually enjoy that benefit. So the Vedic system is like that. So then the mother told, see, whatever she might have told, but one thing good she told, that is, you should worship Vishnu and you should undergo that. And this boy took it very seriously. And 5-year-old boy, he went to the forest, and he was guided by Narada, of course, on the way. And he performed severe tapasya to please Supreme Lord Vishnu. And his aim was to get a bigger kingdom than his father, grandfather, great-grandfather, like a very massive kingdom I should have. And he worshipped Vishnu so intensely. And then, after his worship, like Vishnu was pleased and he appeared in front. And Vishnu asked, "What do you want?" And then this boy, he tells a very amazing shloka. So he says that Sthana Bilashi Tapasi Stitoham Tvam Praptavan Deva Munindra Swamin Kritarto, no, sorry, Sthana Bilashi Tapasi Stitoham Tvam Praptavan Deva Munindra Guryam Kanchan Vichinman Abhidivya Ratnam Swamin Kritartoham Varam Nayacha. So he mentions that, see, I came here to perform tapasya for desiring a bigger kingdom, Sthana Abhilashi. I had a desire to get a bigger kingdom, Sthana Abhilashi, Tapasistito. So I was situated in tapasya. But then, what did I get in return? Tvam Praptavan. Tvam Praptavan means? Huh? Tvam means you. Praptavan means I got it. So I wanted a bigger kingdom, but instead I got you. Like you appeared in front of me. Tvam Praptavan. Deva Munindra Guhyam, who's even very rare to attain, even for the Devatas and great Munis and Rishis who are performing tapasya. You have not appeared in front of them and you have not given them darshan. But I'm a small boy, I was just doing, my, and I had some silly desires. And then, I was doing tapasya and I got you. And then he was mentioning Kanchan Vichinman, Api Divyaratna. I was actually looking for some broken pieces of glasses. But then I've got Divyaratna. I've got very valuable jewel in the form of you. And then he mentions Swamin Kritartho. Kritartha means what? Kritartha? Danya, gratitude. I'm very, very grateful to you. I'm very, very grateful to you. Varam Nayache. I don't want anything else. I'm very satisfied just simply getting your darshan. I don't want any other thing. So this transformation, the Asuras never want. If they worship the Supreme Lord, all their bad mentality, everything will go. And they don't want that, right? So they want to worship some intermediate devatas so that, whatever they wish, they will get, simply like that. So there is a difference. If a child wants some ice cream or chocolate or something like that, and he has already exceeded quota. So then if he goes and asks the parents, instead of chocolate, he will get a slap, So then he knows that, okay, he will, his relatives or somebody who came to the home as guests, sometimes they will give some 5 rupees, 10 rupees to the child, and the child keeps it very carefully. And then he will go to the shopkeeper and he will ask for chocolate. And shopkeeper, any amount of chocolate you ask, he will never say no. He will keep on giving, right? So worshipping devatas is like going to shopkeeper. He will never say no. Whatever you ask for, and if you follow the procedure, they are supposed to give you. But Supreme Lord is not like that. Vishnu is not like that. If you ask for something, he will give, while giving, he will purify the heart also. So this is very, very amazing, this one. So in this way, here, this whole, this one of, Krishna wanted to curb the pride of Indra, and then he wanted to teach a lesson to him. So, Krishna always likes his devotees to be prideless and then humble, and in that way, they actually flourish in devotion. So now, with this, with this idea, he actually made this particular thing. And okay, so when this problem was there, when Indra was giving so much of heavy rains, so then, what did all the devotees do? They naturally approached Krishna, and then they told that Krishna Mahabaho, Tvam Natham Gokulam Prabhu. So you are our master, you are our, what is that? You are the protector of all the cows, and you are the protector of all the residents of Vrindavan. So, and then, so this Devata, unfortunately, we have, unfortunately, this Devata Indra, he has become angry and he is pouring such heavy rains upon Vrindavan. Please save us from this. So then Krishna immediately, he makes a plan to lift this Govardhan. And then he's just a small boy, 7 years of age. And then externally, speaking. So, but then the God is God right from the birth. God is not manufactured, or you cannot perform tapasya to become God. God is God right from the birth. When Krishna was just few days old, that time who came? What is the first demon? Putana came. Putana came, and she was a very powerful demon. No, Krishna managed to kill it. It's not that God has to like he has to go to gym and like develop some muscles and things like that, and or he has to perform some tapasya and then get some powers and things like that. God is God right from the birth. There is no need of God to become God. So like that. So and this also shows nobody can become God by doing some endeavor. No, that's not possible. God is always God. So now Krishna, he decided to lift the Govardhan. And when he lifted Govardhan, and he kept it on his left hand little finger. That's the most weakest part of the body. So he kept it on left hand little finger. And then he held the Govardhan mountain. And then he told all the Brajavasis, and no, you don't have any fear that this mountain will fall. No, please, all of you come in. So how many of us will get that kind of faith? No. So this is the nature of the advanced stage of devotion. They will have 100% faith on the words of God. So it may be practically like, somebody may say like, I'm a structural engineer. This much of weight cannot, be held on such a small structure. No, it is not possible. So, or somebody may say like, what's the guarantee? Like, if this mountain falls. So like, they are more worried. What is can you all think like what might be going on in the minds of all the Brajavasis? What might be the thought process they may have? They want to also support the hill. That's one thought process. Okay, maybe Krishna may not be able to handle the weight all the time. Then what else? So if it falls, cows and all people will die. Okay. Then what else?
Small child protect us.
How can a small child protect us? Okay. Anything else? Okay, so now let's analyze all these answers. So how can a small child protect us? Who's the beneficiary of this? How will I be protected? Right? And then how the cows and all these things will be protected. That means how will my property be protected? But these are all devotees of the Lord and they are mad after Krishna. Being a resident of Vrindavan is not an ordinary thing. They have no concern about themselves and their all concern is about the Lord. So an average devotee will think that what will God do to me? And the topmost devotees, they think like how can we take care of God? How we can take care of him. So they are worried about like, small boy has lifted, what will happen to him? Just like, think from a point of a mother or a father, if your child, were to do like this. So more than your security, you will be thinking like, what will happen to the child? That's exactly the feeling, all the Brajavasis have towards Krishna. So they think like one of the levels of devotion is to think that God is my protector and maintainer. And then the next level of devotion is that I am the protector and maintainer of God. I should take care of him. I should serve him and things like that, right? So here Nanda Maharaj, Mother Yashoda and all the elderly cowherd men and women, they're all in the mood of Vatsalya, in the mood of affection, parental affection towards Krishna. And they are thinking about what will happen to him. And then Krishna is quite confident, you all come inside, we will all handle it. So then, their mood is that, okay, even if something happens to this boy, let's all die. If he is not there, then what's the point of we living? So their whole life and soul is Krishna. And they cannot imagine of a life without Krishna. That's not possible at all for them. So like, whatever it is, okay, fine. He's already inside. No, let us all go inside. So that's something that, that they are triggered about. And all the residents, they went inside. And Indra is like pouring and pouring and pouring of, so much of rains, that is actually pouring. And then for 7 days, 7 nights, continuously like, this was happening. And one amazing thing, which all the Brajavasis, they became blessed with. So all the Brajavasis, they used to be like so eager to have darshan of Krishna. Like, Krishna would be there in the Nanda Bhavan, the house of Nanda Maharaj. And, every day, like, Mother Yashoda would do nice bathing of Krishna and nice shringar and things like that. She will put on nice clothes, ornaments and things like that. So, and all the other Brajavasis also would come and they would have nice darshan of Krishna and they would like exchange nice dealings. And then Krishna would go like early in the morning, he would actually go to graze the cows. And that time, all the cowherd boys, they are also very, very happy, So all these cowherd boys, they will have nice time throughout the day. And then, they will come back. So they will all be sad. Now Krishna will go to his home. And we will all have to go to our homes. And all the, elderly members of the Vrindavan, so they are all so happy. Like, no, now Krishna is going to come back to village. And we will all be able to get darshan. And this, specifically, the period of Goduli. Goduli means, you all know what is the period of Goduli? Evening time when the cows actually come back. No, that's the time when Krishna actually comes into Vrindavan. So every day, all the residents of Vrindavan are so eager to take darshan of Krishna during that time. And then it's a small period of time. Again, Krishna goes into house, and then like everybody gets a period, gets a window to be with Krishna. So, and they used to think that why is this? They would not be able to like bear the separation between two meetings of Krishna. No, they would think that it is such a hellish experience that Krishna is somewhere far away and I'm here. Like, when will he come? When will I get darshan of Krishna? So that's the mood that all the Vrajavasis would have. And Krishna wanted to fulfill the desires of all the Vrajavasis. He wanted to give continuous audience and continuous exchange of activities with all the Vrajavasis. So this Govardhan, like Leela actually facilitated this whole thing. So all the Vrajavasis had a nice time under the umbrella of Govardhan. So they were all completely immersed in, completely absorbed in the thought of Krishna. So now you see in this 7 days, nobody cooked, no eating, no like drinking of water, nothing, like hunger and thirst, everything was forgotten. So this goes to say, like you might have heard about many yogis and many sadhus, they perform tapasya in the forest and they perform tapasya for a long period of time, just chanting the names of the Lord. So the chanting of the names of the Lord is not different from the Supreme Lord's personal presence. Nama Chintamani Krishna, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto, Abhinnatvam Nama Namina. So the holy name of the Lord and the Lord himself is not different. And when the Lord is present, all the needs and necessities of the body is automatically fulfilled. So one will not be affected by the hunger and thirst. So he can even maintain his body without even this hunger, without even eating and drinking and things like that. So that's how much the Vrajavasis were so much absorbed in thought of Krishna and having Krishna in their, in their vision. And then they were conversing with Krishna and Krishna was reciprocating with all the devotees and they completely forgot hunger and thirst. Nobody under the, Govardhan, no cooking, no fire, nothing they are having blissful time. And it was mentioned that it is like a big festival, festival of darshan. Whenever they would get darshan of Krishna, that's the festival. So they were having very, very amazing time under this one. Then after a week, Indra understood that nobody can handle this kind of torrential rainpour and things like that. But this boy managed to handle that, means like he must be my Lord, So my powers, his power is more than my power. So then I've made a wrong calculation, and then he immediately stops all this downpour of rains. And then when Krishna comes out of like all the Vrajavasis, they actually Krishna instructs them to go out. And then finally he places the Govardhan hill and he walks out. When he walks out, everybody are worried about Krishna. Everybody are worried about, they are appreciating, okay, he saved us. But more than that, he, what pain he's actually having, And they are actually worried about Krishna and they are all Mother Yashoda, Mother Rohini, the mother of Balaram, and then Balaram himself and all the other cowherd men, they are all coming and embracing Krishna and they are pouring so much of affection towards Krishna. And in this way, they were all having wonderful time. So then after this Govardhan Leela, so Upananda, the elder brother of Nanda Maharaj, he's a great wise man in the whole community, the elder amongst the whole cowherd community. So he convened a meeting. He convened a meeting and then he told, who's this child who is living amongst us? He looks like a small child, but then he's tremendously powerful. When he was just few days old, now I would like to read this particular section. So My dear friends, consider his wonderful activities. How is it possible that such an uncommon boy would come and live with us in Vrindavan? It is really not possible. Just imagine, he is now only 7 years old. How is it possible for him to lift Govardhan Hill in one hand, to hold it up, just as a king of elephants holds a lotus flower? So for an elephant to hold a lotus flower is nothing, right? So, without any exertion, he did this. When he was simply a small baby, he could not even properly, see. He killed a great demon Putana. While sucking her breast, he also sucked out her life air. Krishna killed Putana demon exactly as an eternal time kills a living creature in due course. When he was only 3 months old, he was sleeping underneath a hand-driven cart. Being hungry for his mother's breast, he began to cry and throw his legs upwards. And from his kicking of his small feet, a cart immediately broke apart and fell into pieces. He was kept underneath the cart, and then his small feet, he just kicked the wheel of the cart. The whole cart actually broke, and then it fell apart. And then when he was only 1 year old, he was carried away by Trinavrata, whirlwind demon, and he took him to great heights. And Krishna simply hung on his neck, and the demon was forced to fall from the height immediately to the ground and die. Once his mother, being disturbed by his stealing butter, tied him to a wooden grinding mortar, and the child pulled it towards a pair of Arjuna trees, and then he caused them to fall. Once, when he was engaged in tending the calves in the forest, along with his elder brother Balram, a demon Bakasur appeared. It's a like a duck form, this Baka. So, and Krishna at once bifurcated the demon's beak. And when the demon known as Vatsasura, came among the calves, Krishna decided to kill him. Immediately was detected and killed. And then, so many, this one's, Dhenukasur was killed, and so many different demons were killed. And Kalia, the great serpent, the great venomous serpent, Krishna subdued the Kalia. Who's this boy? He's doing such uncommon activities. And then why is he living amongst us? We are ordinary people. So why is he living amongst us? Is he a Devata? Is he a great person? Who is he? And then that time Nanda Maharaj, he reveals a secret. He tells that when Krishna and Balram were small children, very small babies, that time the Purohit, the Raja Purohit of Vasudev, from Mathura. So his name is Gargacharya, Gargamani. So he actually came to Vrindavan, and very secretly he told to Nanda Maharaj that this is what is it? Your children are very, very special, and it is they're not different from Supreme Lord Narayana, and they would perform uncommon activities, and they would always protect the residents of Vrindavan. And so he personally comes, and then he reveals all the secrets. And Nanda Maharaj, he now tells to all the other cowherd men. And all of them becomes so much, this one, feeling themselves so fortunate that the Supreme Lord, he has come and he has decided to stay amongst us. They were thinking themselves to be very fortunate. So now you see, the common people, they all want the blessings of the God. So, but then sometimes the God reciprocates, sometimes the God answers the prayers, sometimes he is not. So, but then, we see that here the residents of Vrindavan, they are ordinary people, they are villagers, and they are not that much sophisticated kind of people and things like that. But their devotion is really, really very amazing. And it is only by the way of devotion we can purchase the Supreme Lord. No other way. You cannot pay money and purchase the Supreme Lord. You cannot perform very severe tapasya and purchase the Supreme Lord. You cannot do any of these things. Only by pure devotion unto Him. That is the only way to actually catch the attention of the Supreme Lord. And the Lord decides to come, and he decides to live amongst his pure devotees, right? So in the same way, all of us are aspiring, practitioners of bhakti. So all of us should try to perform bhakti nicely, in a way that pleases the Supreme Lord. So in that way, we can actually, get the attention of the Supreme Lord, win the heart of the Supreme Lord. So this is the nice thing that we can actually take from here. So then after this was a meeting, immediately after 1 or 2 days they had. Then after some 7, 8 days or 9 days after the Govardhan Leela, King Indra, he actually comes down with Surabhi cow. He's thinking that, no, I did a big blunder. So my boss came, and then I started playing tricks with him only. So like I should now pacify my boss. No, he is going to Krishna, and he is also like bringing Surabhi cow. No, because like what are the different names of Krishna you can remember of? Achyuta, Keshava, Govinda. Govinda is one of the very prominent names. No, Krishna is known as a Gopal. No, he is maintainer of cows, and Govinda means one who gives pleasure to the cows. No, in this way, like he is very, he's very much, attracted to cows. No, like the Krishna's pranam mantra is there. So that also says, no, Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. No, so it is like Govinda is very, very dear. No, this one, Krishna likes cows very much. So Indra is thinking that I did a blunder. Now I'll bring a cow and place it in front of Krishna so that he will not be angry with me. So and I can pacify him. And then Indra actually, he offers his obeisances, and then he, prays to Krishna that, my Lord, you are you are the supreme lord. No, you are the controller of all the worlds. And then no, I am just the departmental in charge. But then out of my ignorance, I offended you, and I actually I did all this blunder, and then I created a lot of inconvenience to you. I created inconvenience to your dear devotees in Vrindavan. No, I even harmed the cows of Vrindavan and things like that. So please excuse me. And he was making very wonderful prayers. And then the Lord actually replies to him. So very nice aspect that is there, how the Lord actually responds to him. So here it is mentioned that the Lord says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead smiled beautifully and then replied in a great voice like a rumbling cloud. He says, my dear Indra, I stopped your sacrifice just to show you my causeless mercy and to remind you that I am your eternal master. I am the master not only of you, but of all the other devatas as well. You should always remember that all your material opulence are due to my mercy. No living entity can independently become opulent. One must be favored by my mercy. Everyone should always remember that I am the Supreme Lord. I can show anyone my favor and I can chastise anyone because no one is superior to me. If I find someone overpowered by false pride, in order to show my causeless mercy, I withdraw all his opulences. No? So this is something that Krishna actually mentions to Indra. So, it is, whenever it's just like a loving father or a loving parent. So whenever a child goes in the wrong way, the child will get a slap. So to bring back in this proper this one. So that is the same feeling the Supreme Lord has towards all of us. So the Lord says that Bijoham, I am the seed of all the living entities, right? So he is the natural father of all the living entities, and he likes his wards or his children to go in the right path. Whenever we go in the wrong path, he actually chastises, especially his devotees. Whenever they do some wrong, immediately they get chastisement. So it's something like whenever our children does something wrong, we'll immediately beat. So, but somebody else's children does some wrong, we may not care for so much. In the same way, like devotees do some wrong, Lord will immediately correct. So that is the nature of the Lord. And then Surabhi, mother cow, she is also offering very nice prayers to the Lord. She is telling that, she is the mother of all the cows. And, you protected, in this Govardhan pastime, you actually protected my, all my santan, that is all the cows. So I'm very grateful to you and things like that. So in this way, both of them, they nicely offered prayers and both of them departed back to their original places. So then, after that, there is a nice small chapter, that is there, 28th chapter. After this whole Govardhan Puja, everything, this whole thing, whole commotion had got set up. It's all got pacified. So then, so one of the Ekadeshis, Ekadeshis generally like, all, people who are following the Dharmic system, so they generally fast on the Ekadeshi. Ekadeshi is the 11th day of the moon, like from Amavasya. So the 11th day is called the Ekadeshi. and that is considered to be very, very auspicious. If somebody fasts on the day of Ekadashi, his bhakti actually generates and then he makes a nice progress. And also, like it is generally mentioned that one should avoid eating grains on Ekadashis. No? So that is like the Papa Purusha or the sin actually resides in the grains. So it is, it is very, very sinful to actually take grains in the day of Ekadashis. So like all the Vedic system, like everybody would follow this particular system very, very carefully. On Ekadashis, everybody would fast. So Nanda Maharaj, the father of Krishna, so he also fasted on Ekadashi. And the next day, Dvadashi, he wanted to, early morning, he wanted to go and take bath in Yamuna and then start his day, very auspicious. So, but then, he did a little wrong calculation. Rather than going on early morning, he went on midnight, to take bath in the Yamuna. So, this is considered to be a demoniac hour. The midnight hours is considered to be demoniac hour. And it is also not very auspicious to take bath in rivers and water bodies and things like that at that point in time. So, we can take bath in the home, that's not a problem. But to enter a water body, like a river or this one like that. So that is not, prescribed. That's Varjita. No. So Nanda Maharaj enters into the this one, the Yamuna at that point in time. And then he gets arrested by the servants of Varuna. Varuna is the god of all waters. And he gets arrested by, Varuna. And the soldiers of Varuna actually takes this one Nanda Maharaj to the kingdom of Varuna. And Nanda Maharaj's friends who had gone with him, so they all immediately they got alarmed. Nanda Maharaj is taken away, washed away in the waters, and they went and told to Krishna. Krishna we lost your father. He went off in the Yamuna. So then Krishna immediately went to Varuna Loka because he knows everything that happens in the entire creation. So one of the definition of God is that he knows everything directly and indirectly. So he's all-knowing personality. Nothing is to be told to him. Everything is known to him. So immediately he understands this is the work of the soldiers of Varuna. So then Krishna actually goes to the this one kingdom of Varuna, and then immediately Varuna gets up. And then he offers his respects to Krishna. And then Nanda Maharaj is seeing all these things. Like my son came and then this big god over here, he's offering respects. What is this happening? And then Varuna is telling that it's a foolish activity of my servants, that they caught your father and brought. And you are the master of all of us. And it is maybe all this is done by you, just to show a favor to us, just to give your darshan. You have performed all these pastimes. I feel I'm very, very grateful for your coming to my palace. And in this way, he offers respects to Krishna, and then he releases Nanda Maharaj. And Nanda Maharaj comes back home, and then he tells to all the people over there, you see, when Krishna, he came to rescue me. Even Varuna Dev, he got up and he offered respects to my son. In that way, he very nicely he mentions all these things. With this, we briefly covered all the different chapters that are meant to be covered today. So, but one nice thing we should see that the residents of Vrindavan, how much ever the opulence Krishna may show, how much ever power Krishna may display in front of them. So the residents of Vrindavan are overpowered by the loving affection for Krishna. So this is in technical terms, we call it as Aishwarya and Madhurya. Aishwarya means the opulence, the richness, or the power of the Lord. That's called Aishwarya. And Madhurya means the affection towards the Lord. So in Vrindavan, this Madhurya overtakes the Aishwarya. How much ever Krishna displays his power and things like that, and he kills a big demon and things like that. And next moment, Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they will feel, oh my Krishna, he has did a big work and now he must be hungry. We should feed him. They would never think that, oh, he is Supreme Lord. We should offer obeisances to him and we should all be like a servant to him and things like that. They would not think like that. They would always think, we are the maintainer of this boy and we should take care of all the needs and necessities of this boy. And they would always be there in this parental affection. That's the difference between Vasudeva and Devaki and Yashoda and Nanda. Vasudeva and Devaki, Now, when Krishna was born in the prison house of Nanda Maharaj, sorry, like prison house of Kamsa, so like when he was a small child, this Vasudeva and Devaki, they were so much worried. How will we protect this child? No, now Kamsa will come and he will kill. So then immediately, like he expanded into the Chaturbhuja Rupa and he displayed his Narayana form. And then he assured, like, no, you see, like I'm Supreme Lord, no, like nobody can harm me. So then immediately Vasudeva and Devaki, they offered prayers and they offered themselves as a servant of the Supreme Lord. So they got the dasya, the mood of dasya, So like they were not in the mood of vatsalya, taking care of Krishna. So but they were in the mood of dasya. No, you are our master and we will follow you, whatever you say. But Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda never will do like that. No, any amount of opulence, any amount of Aishwarya Krishna may display, they will always be in the mood of, oh, this is my baby. No, I have to take care of it. No, I have to care for his needs and things like that. So this is the different emotions that different devotees that they have. So this is the specific feature of Vrindavan that all the devotees are having intense attraction to Krishna, and they were all always thinking of how to actually serve Krishna, how to actually offer pleasure to Krishna, rather than seeing what we can get from Krishna. That's the mood of, that's the very, very strong mood in Vrindavan, right? So, and this kind of a mood is technically the bliss or happiness is graded in different levels. If we get nice things to eat, for our pleasure of the tongue, we will get some level of happiness. The gratification of the gross body, we will get one level of happiness. The gratification of the subtle body, the mind and intelligence, that gives even more higher level of happiness. Some achievements and some this one and things like that. And gratification at the level of soul, it gives even more higher levels of happiness. The liberation, the happiness of liberation is really very high. Even more than that, is when the living entity engages in the service of the Supreme Lord, being part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, just like this finger is a part of my body. If the finger cooperates with me, so I am also happy, this finger is also happy. If this finger is not cooperating with me, that means it's diseased, and diseased portion will cause pain. So like when we don't cooperate with the Supreme Lord, we'll be in a painful situation. Just like if any part of the body is not cooperating with you, so that's a painful situation, right? So in the same way, we are all part and parcel, of the Supreme Lord. And when we cooperate with the Supreme Lord, we actually become blissful. And when we are accepting ourselves as a servant of the Supreme Lord and carrying out the orders of the Supreme Lord, so we become even more happy. And then, like, when we come to the mood of the Vrajavasis, that is, they are thinking, like, not even thinking like, themselves to be a servant, they are thinking like they are maintainer and protector of Krishna. And they are all the time thinking how to actually facilitate Krishna to enjoy. So that is a very, very highest form of bliss. So this kind of happiness, one cannot even describe or estimate or calculate. It's unlimited happiness this is. And this same process is given to us in the form of chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So like when we chant the Hare Krishna mantra, as previously we described, this mantra is non-different from the Supreme Lord. Abhinnatvam nama namina. So this holy name of Krishna and Krishna himself is non-different. And when we chant this mantra legibly and with every single syllable properly pronounced, and if we hear this mantra carefully, so that is a very amazing darshan of Krishna. That's one of the ways to actually have darshan of Krishna. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. These are the different ways we can actually have darshan of Krishna. So now when we were discussing the Leela of Krishna, this is also one darshan. It's not that only Rupa darshan is called as a darshan. You go to the temple, you take darshan of the form of the Lord. So it's not that only that is considered to be darshan. Even hearing the name of the Lord, chanting the name of the Lord, that's also a nice association with the Lord. And meditating on the qualities of the Lord, that's also nice association of the Lord. Right? So in Kali Yuga, it is mentioned the best form of worship is Namasparana, like chanting the names of the Lord. That is Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. So like we have to chant the names of Krishna. So like when we chant these names, like when we do it perfectly. So in one place in Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada actually offers a very amazing commentary. He says that when you actually have the darshan of Krishna, when you actually have an experience of Krishna, what happens is like all your faculties, like your power to see, your power to hear, and your power to taste and your power to touch and feel, all your pancha indriyas, jnana indriyas, all of them will become supremely satisfied. All your senses will become supremely satisfied. And you can actually feel that. When you're chanting and hearing, your mouth is involved and your ear is involved. But like your tongue will get satisfied, your skin will get satisfied, your eyes will get satisfied. You will get such kind of an amazing experience that only if you practically do. It's like trying to explain the taste of a gulab jamun in a glass. It's not possible. So like one has to serve and one has to eat. So that's why we request all the devotees, please take up this process of chanting. It's supremely auspicious, very, very beneficial. And you will actually feel a great amount of bliss in the process of chanting. And the process of chanting is very, very simple. So not to think about anything, not to contemplate or imagine anything, just simply vibrate the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And try to focus the mind on each and every single syllable, the meditation on the sound vibration. It's not chanting in the mind, it's not chanting too loud, it is chanting to that much of extent only we will be able to hear. So we should be able to hear chant softly, and better time is the morning time. Any time is better, but then the morning time is very, very good. So basically like less amount of distractions. And you will find when you're trying to do this, you will find one obstruction. Your mind, it is quite difficult to pacify and control. Now for this, Krishna actually gives a solution in Bhagavad Gita. Daiviyesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. My material nature, you cannot control. So this mind is also part of Krishna's material nature. Krishna says, Bhumi, Apo, Anala, Vayu, Kam, Mano, Buddhi, Revacha, Ahankara, Mitiyame, Vinna, Prakriti, Rashkada. So 8 material elements he tells, the 5 Panchabhutas, and then mind, intelligence, and false ego. So this mind is also one of the material elements, Krishna's energy. That is part of Daivi Shakti of the Lord. So this mind is not something that we can control upon. The mind is something to be controlled by the Lord, right? So Daiviyesha Gunamayi, Mama Maya Duratyaya. My material nature you cannot control. Ma Mevaya Prapadyante Maya Metam Tadantite. You surrender unto me, I will control the mind. That's the principle that we have to adopt. Whenever the mind goes here and there, we should humbly offer a prayer. Krishna, I want to do this devotional service. I want to chant these names, chant your names and attentively hear. And I'm not able to do. Please help me. This mind is like really going haywire, and it's just like a tsunami that's going on. It's like so many different thoughts like bombarding. It's happening. Please help me to control my mind. Please help me to apply my mind completely on the sound vibration. And you'll see the miracle. Prayers are very, very powerful, and the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra is a very amazing prayer. So you should chant this prayer, and then you should try to focus on the syllables. And whenever the mind goes off here and there, you should sincerely pray to Krishna that I want to focus myself on this sound vibration. Please help me, right? So try. How many of you try this experiment? How many of you will try this experiment? All of you will try now? Huh? So it's very, very nice experiment. You will only see it's more tastier than eating gulab jamun. So it's like really very tasty, really very blissful experience. So thank you very much for giving nice like oral reception for past 2 hours. I don't know, they're all very nice devotees. You could able to sit for 2 hours and listen to this lecture. So now, any questions or anything that you felt nice so that you could take home some points, you can share with me or you can ask any questions. Your name, Prabhu?
Ramesh. You are educated and I am not doctor. So what made you to come here with Krishna? Because I see so many well-educated and in professional with the CEOs. What makes, because I want the answer to tell my children or something.
I had a simple logic. There are so many people working on in the software industries, working on in different disciplines, and starting their own enterprises and becoming entrepreneurs and things like that. So, but then I thought that sufficient work has already been done there. So, but our Vedic system and our own culture is in very bad shape at this point in time. It requires much more efforts and much more endeavor, to be put in this direction. And I felt a need, there is some need over here, so I thought, we can contribute something towards this direction. Thank you.
Why don't they keep the God of rains?
Your name?
Nagar-English.
Nagar-English, okay.
Why Varun Dev is God of rain?
No, Varun Dev is god of water bodies.
Only water. Not
Rain is Indra.
Indra.
Today I explained very nicely about the percent of water in that. Here I have two questions. One is like you have explained about Karma Yoga, Jnana and Bhakti Yoga. So how one can elevate himself in that process, passing Karma Yoga, Jnana and Bhakti Yoga? How like anyhow Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate process to achieve. So how we can practice that Bhakti Yoga? And one more question is like how Brajavasis they have so much faith on Krishna. But in our Muslim world, we try to have that same faith, but it is very difficult and we cannot control the mind, or we can ask, we can heart, or we cannot give that much faith towards Krishna. Why it is happening like that, and how we can get that faith?
Okay, this answer could be a big answer, but I will try to answer it in a very short way. So this can be explained, this can be a subject matter of one whole class. So now you see, when we talk about the karma yoga or karma, so that means following of varnashrama karma, right? And then jnana, what is the practice of jnana? So practice of jnana is like the practice of elements in mode of goodness. The jnana includes, the practice of jnana includes regularly taking baths, minimum 2 times or 3 times a day. And practice of jnana includes performing austerities and performing fastings and tapasyas and things like that. The practice of jnana includes not being agitated by success and failure, and the process of jnana includes study of scriptures. So like that, many different things that are there as part of jnana practice. And the process of bhakti includes chanting the names of the Lord, study of devotional scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam, and then Krishna book and things like that. And then offering arati to the Lord and worship. And these that are now with the bhakti are there. And so there are different, this ones are there. So now an average person, a beginner, he is expected to follow a combination of these three: karma, jnana, and yoga. Karma, jnana, and bhakti. So like he has to take care of his family, and how he will do his material duties. He has to follow the duties of varana and ashrama. If he's a grahastha, he has to follow his duty. If he's a whatever different ashrama and varana you are belonging to, you have to do that. Along with that, every single person is expected to do the duties of jnana. So that is, maintain cleanliness, taking bath, and perform fastings and austerities and things like that. And everybody is expected to perform the angas of bhakti. So everybody is expected to perform the angas of bhakti, that is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, and things like that. Remembrance of the Lord, and Archanam, worship of the Lord, Vandanam, prayers of the Lord, and things like that. So now, when this combination, in this combination, if the karma component is more, so that is called karma pradhana. If I am spending most of the time in managing my family affairs, and then I am doing a little bit of aspects of jnana, and little bit of aspects of bhakti. So then it is called karma yoga. Everyone must perform the activities of jnana and bhakti. That is no omission in that. On top of it, if they do varnashrama duties, they are called karma yogis. Jnana yogi means he has to give up varnashrama. He has to take sannyas. That is when the jnana yoga starts. So only he should perform bhakti and jnana. He is called jnana yogi. And bhakti yogi, kevala bhakti, only pure devotional service means no varnashrama, no jnana duties, only the duties of bhakti. That means no constant chanting of the names of the Lord, or constantly doing only this one. So now the practitioners, the common practitioners, are advised to do a combination of these three: karma, jnana, and bhakti. So we have to take care of our family, according to the varnashrama dharma, and we have to take care of the aspects of jnana, so that like we will make spiritual advancement, and also we have to take care of the aspects of bhakti. We have to do at least minimum some amount of chanting we have to do, and some amount of study of scriptures we have to do, and we have to offer worship to the Lord at home. So all these things, that is how we have to do. And in fact, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna mentions, Arjuna mentions, he wants to take the process of jnana. He wants to take sannyas. Why? Because I have to fight with all my relatives, and that is very painful. And without them, how will I live? It is not possible. So better I'll take sannyas. And Krishna says, like, you're a fool. You are, sannyas means, first of all, you should be purified at heart. And you should not be worried about, he will die, what will happen, I'll lose my kingdom, and things like that and all. With so much of material attachment, how will you take sannyas? Sannyas means you should be completely detached from matter, and you should not be affected by anything matter. You are crying for some normal, normal things of this world. You cannot take sannyas. Better you follow Varnashrama Dharma. So you have to follow the rules and regulations of this one, and you are a Kshatriya, and now you have to fight. So Krishna establishes that very clearly. So for graduating from Karma Yoga to Jnana Yoga, one has to be purified at heart. So purification of heart is very essential. He should not be affected by the success and failure. He should not be affected by material attachments and things like that. That is when he should take to Jnana Yoga. Many times we get calls from people that we want to join your ashram as a sannyasi. And then immediate next question is, what is the problem in life? Okay, they tell that some relationship problem, some this problem, that problem. And with problem you cannot become sannyasi, So that is not possible. So people generally think that people who are getting frustrated, they will take sannyas. So that is not at all the case. Out of frustration, nobody can maintain sannyas. Sannyas is like much more rigorous. You cannot have all the luxury of the world. You cannot even have a different color of dress. You have to wear the same color. You cannot have something. Everything is restricted in sannyas. And you are worried about some small petty things. Now, how will you live a life of austerity? You cannot do. So first of all, you should be peaceful in mind. That is when you can take sannyas. So that's the jnana part of it. And then bhakti is even more higher. So bhakti part is like pure bhakti, but all of so Krishna actually mentions in Bhagavad Gita, this karma yoga is the first level of bhakti, or it is called in technical terms a minimized bhakti. So which is prescribed for everybody, like common people. So we have to do a combination of karma, jnana, and bhakti, and with prominence in bhakti, like thinking that we will develop nice attachment to Krishna, and we want to make progress in Krishna consciousness. That's how we should practice. It's in short, like just mentioned this. Huh? Sugar patients, how to fast? There are many nice sugar patients are there. My parents also sugar patients. They also fast. So it is not that you should not eat anything at all. So there is some preparations which are made of roots, and some preparations which are made of different kinds of